into one of the most stunning accommodations in Norway. What we have here is not just a former farmhouse transformed into a unique stay, but also an unforgettable location with beautiful, dreamlike views.
We are here in what I personally think is the most beautiful fjord in Norway, the Hardangerfjord. This region is not only home to Bergen, one of Norway's most famous cities, but also to so many other places that are absolutely worth discovering. But more on that later. And right in the middle of it all, you will find this lodge in a truly unique location. I honestly don't even know where to begin, because there are so many highlights on this property. So let's start with the former farmhouse, which was fully renovated in 2024. From the outside, it has that typical Norwegian white wooden cladding, quite different from the red wooden houses you often see in Sweden. Inside, however, you get a beautiful mix of modern lodge atmosphere and rustic Norwegian charm. Let's head inside. The living spaces are located on the lower level, and we will start with the living room. With all the darker wood, it creates this cozy Norwegian cabin feeling right away. Since the lodge is suitable for 5 to 8 people, there's also plenty of space here on the red sofa and the chairs. Personally, I like the armchairs the most. Sitting here with a good book is pure relaxation. And honestly, how good do these lamps look? The living room is connected to the dining area through an open doorway, and this is such a nice place to spend time together with family or friends. In the center of the room you have this large oval table where you can eat, play games, or simply end the evening with a good cider. And why cider? Because this region is known for its fruit growing and produces excellent cider. So if you are here, I can highly recommend trying some. The next room is not only a perfect visual match for the rest of the house, but also really important. You are completely secluded here, which also means that the nearest supermarket and the nearest restaurant are about 15 minutes away. So it is definitely a big plus that the kitchen is equipped with everything you need. You could easily cook a proper 3-course dinner here. Something you will find in almost every room are the old stoves in the corner. Back in the day, they were essentially for getting through the cold Norwegian winters. Today, they mainly look beautiful as decorative pieces. For heating, there's now an air conditioning system which keeps all the rooms nice and warm. On the lower level, there are 2 more rooms, the bathroom and 1 bedroom. The bathroom has an interesting design, but is definitely not the biggest highlight of this place. The walls have a marble look and the shower is a cabin. As far as I know, this kind of style was quite typical in the 80s and 90s, which actually makes it kind of interesting to see today. If you are interested in unique stays like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to keep showing you some of the most beautiful places out there. We will go through the bedrooms quite quickly now, because the real highlights of this lodge are waiting outside. In total, there are up to 8 beds. Downstairs, there's a bunk bed which children would probably absolutely love. Upstairs, there are several more sleeping options. For a group of friends or 2 families, this works really well because you have 2 king-size beds, 2 single beds and the bunk bed downstairs. The host told us, however, that he would recommend a maximum of 5 adults for the stay. That is pretty much everything inside, so now let's head outside. And the outer area is all about the view. From almost every point on the property you get this breathtaking panorama. I could honestly sit here for hours and just look over the fjord. Is there anything more impressive than a view like this? I am going to make a bold statement now and show the trampoline with the most beautiful view in Norway. Jumping here with this backdrop is not just fun for children, but also for adults. I honestly would have stayed on much longer if we had more time. A little further up the property you will find the next highlight, the hot tub. Sitting here in the warm water with this view is hard to describe. You feel the cool Norwegian air on your skin, but at the same time the warm water makes it the ultimate way to relax. Especially in the evening when the sun slowly goes down and the fjord starts to shimmer, this is a perfect place to switch off completely. Originally there was also a swing above the hot tub. Unfortunately, a winter storm caused several trees to fall, including the tree that had the swing on it, but I was told it should be put back up again soon. Of course, there are also plenty of outdoor activities here, and there's more than enough space on the property anyway. There's a disc golf basket where you can play disc golf. I had never played it before, but it is actually a lot of fun and a bit like throwing a frisbee at a target. And if you want to relax after an intense round of disc golf, there's also a lounge area with space for up to 8 people. In good weather, this is the perfect spot to spend the day or enjoy the evening together. We are here in June and the days already feel endless when the sun sets at around 11 PM. And for barbecue fans, there's also a swivel grill next to the lounge. We have now seen everything on the property, but there's still one more thing to discover. From here, there's a path that leads directly down to the fjord. It is a small 20-minute hike, but honestly, one of the most beautiful walks I know in this region. It feels like walking through a Norwegian version of a jungle, with a rock wall on your left and sometimes also on your right. Once you reach the bottom, there's a small beach with crystal clear blue water and a view of the fjord mountains. It hardly gets more adventurous than this, and even though it feels like a private path to the fjord, it is actually a public trail. And then you're right there by the fjord. Simply beautiful. First the hike, then the reward. The little beach, the rocks, the fjord and that crystal clear blue water. For brave swimmers who do not mind the cold, this is a perfect place for a refreshing dip. As I mentioned at the beginning, the Hardangerfjord is, for me, the most beautiful fjord in Norway. It is not as crowded as some other fjords, but it still offers so many activities and attractions. Bergen is definitely worth visiting, although you should always check whether a cruise ship is stopping there at the same time. Apart from that, there's the famous Trolltunga hike, the Bontusbreen glacier, historic places like Baroni or Rosendal, and plenty of great bakeries where you can try some of the best cinnamon buns. Before I share my final thoughts, I have one little insider detail for you. From this Saturday, alpacas will be moving onto the property. Yes, you heard that right, alpacas in Norway. I really did not expect that up here in the north. Unfortunately, we were 1 week too early, so we did not get to see them ourselves. But if you book the lodge, you will not only have this incredible fjord setting, you will also have alpacas on the property. So my final thoughts on this day. This is one of the most beautiful and unique places I've seen in Norway. What makes it so special to me is a combination of a historic building, a truly unique location, total peace and quiet, and so many things to do. Norway now has many modern and unique stays, and next week we will visit one of the most famous ones. But I also really love places that still show the original character of a country, where you can get a feeling for how life might have been in the past. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of this lodge and whether you would like to stay here yourself. I have added all the important information in the description. See you in the next video.